Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are back from break. As we left our party, um, there had just been a strange altercation on the streets of Waterdeep as Matashtai, attempting to flee the party for some reason, was chased down and summarily attacked by his other party members. This action was observed by a citizen in Waterdeep who sounded a nearby alarm, and eventually the City Watch began to arrive on scene. Knowing that that was what was about to happen, Ashes, Ezrah, and Bones broke off their pursuit of Matashtai, but only after Ashes was able to brand Matashtai with a brand of castigation, allowing him to know Matashtai's location at any given time. So, as they broke off pursuit, they headed back with Bryce Bladewater and Godiva, what's her last name? Caskbow, to the Temple of Celeborn that they had just come from. And that's where we kind of like fade the scene back in, right? You've all come back to the temple. Bryce is kind of like, just this impassive face. He's returned the mace to its position behind the altar, and he's gone into the back and he's brought out wine. Basically, it looks like you might imagine like communion wine or something like that. Like he's got these little bitty glasses that he kind of like sets out on this table that Matashtai was previously laying on, and he pours a couple. He immediately he doesn't like offer them to you or anything like that. He just pours them out. And then he immediately takes one. He immediately takes one and downs it, and then pours it, re-pours it, and then holds it and starts to like sip from it. Godiva takes one and she begins to kind of like drink from it. And she says in this kind of like almost accusatory voice, right? I think we need a bit of an explanation at this point. What the hell's going on?
Right. So, you know Matashtai, right? I'm assuming you're familiar.
Who was that person you brought here?
Who was that being? I've never seen him before. I don't know
these people. By the way, I'm Ashes. I don't believe we've met yet.
So they make introductions, right? They do the like, we're these people. You are these people. Let's move on to the thing.
Right. So.
Well, I say they, like, Godiva's very pushy about it. Bryce is very just kind of like implacable.
I'll tell her that we were in Undermountain, and something got a hold of Matashtai. Something dark.
That's why he was unconscious and we brought him here. Something touched him.
We don't know what it is. We came up here to try to get him taken care of and to do research on what it was. And I'll gesture up kind of to Ezrah. And
him getting up and walking away is abnormal behavior, to say the least, which is why I tried to stop him. But you made sure that didn't happen.
Now, I will
Godiva glowers at you and kind of like crosses her arms, and she just says, yeah, maybe explain yourself next time before you just go casting willy-nilly. All I know, you could have been fireballing the place.
I don't know that spell, but it sounds interesting. But if you've worked with Matt, you know how wily he is. So the intent was to just
She kind of like
mobilize him.
Shrugs and she says, I've never known Matt to be wily at all. He's always been very stand-up. Straight
you haven't
arrow.
seen him in combat then. He is very proficient and very
Wily.
She kind of shrugs. That's not how she had taken the statement, but like you go the combat route and she's just like, okay, fine. Whatever.
Right. And before he even passed out, there were some weird things going on, like his eyes went black, some kind of like sigil on his back showed up.
Kind of like, why did you bring him here?
We didn't when we came to the top, we just wanted to get
Clerics,
him
right?
to somebody
That's more or less what we
who
thought. Yeah,
knew
that's
him.
fair.
Familiarity we felt was important because we didn't know what state he was in.
We wanted him to be, if he were to wake up, I think it'd be best if he was around those he's comfortable
Godiva
with.
kind
He
of
was
shrugs. She
comfortable
doesn't.
with,
She doesn't
and
like.
he left.
She doesn't
So
like belittle you for it or anything like that. But she's like, next time. I mean,
to
unless
be
it's
fair,
a prearranged thing.
hadn't really told us more about this place aside from it being a temple.
Well, we're priests, and Bryce has some experience with healing arts, but I wouldn't exactly list this as your first stop on, coming back from the dead or anything.
Ezra pulls out a
Right.
note and starts jotting a note.
Well, he wasn't dead. but
We
you know.
inter them here. We don't fix them necessarily.
Good to know. We'll definitely take
clerics.
that
And
into account.
like she says this, and she has this kind of like snippy, almost imperious tone about her, right?
Mhm.
And Bryce just kind of like puts a hand on her shoulder and just very, very mellow, very kind of like gruff, just says, "Home, Godiva.
At this
It
point,
will be
Ezra
taken care of."
pacing pretty fanatically.
Right. It seems that we have kind of pulled you into this. That was not our intentions.
Bryce kind of like puts up a hand and he says, "You don't need to go down that path anymore. You brought him here. That's fine. We're a part of this. That's fine. How do we
Right.
fix it?"
Find him. We need to know what's going on. This isn't like him.
Right. All right. So this is what I'm thinking, right? Ezra, you need time to figure out what this is.
If anyone knows what this is,
Right.
research could
But
take.
I think you are our best chance at
I-
doing that. And but we also need to recover him. I know
think
where
that's-
he
that's
is.
top
Or at
priority.
least I know the direction he is. Bones and I could try to go get him. We could do it a little bit more low key.
Yeah, but you guys saw
No.
what you enhanced did against him. Nothing.
Right.
You're right. We should let him go.
And Matashtai was never seen again.
I mean,
No.
maybe figuring out what that symbol means. Maybe that's. But that symbol was appearing when he was previously touched. That could be.
I
Oh, no.
mean,
Whatever.
you sketched it down. Do you want to show it to Bryce and Godiva, see if they might have seen it? I mean, it's a long shot, but we're here, so.
Do either of you know much about arcane runes?
Godiva kind of
He
shrugs.
underspelled you.
Bryce says, "I have no experience. Godiva has some."
I just kind of hold out the page in the journal. Does this mean anything to you?
She'll kind of for a second, but she'll say, "No, it doesn't."
After that point, I start pulling out a piece of paper and just start scribbling into it.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay.
Right. Well, once things have calmed down, I'm planning to go after them. This time, we're going to take it a little bit more quietly. I might need to stop by, maybe get something like manacles or something so if we get them next time, we might be able to actually restrain them.
You
Shut
guys
up.
hear at this point. You hear this about 3 houses down.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And then just a few seconds later, you hear this fainter from kind of like across the street, county corner to where you are. Bryce glowers. And Godiva kind of like,
Shit. Do we need to leave now? Like, is this... What would be less of a problem for you two? Look at Bryce and Godiva.
Godiva looks at you, all of you, and said, "Did any of you get seen?"
I'm going to assume that I saw the man ringing the bell.
Okay.
And he saw me. Then I'm going to say yes.
You say that, and Bryce kind of snorts a little, and he walks over and begins to collect the cups, right, and usher them back into the back. And Godiva says, "All right, yeah, follow Bryce. You should probably go out the back way. If they're coming door by door asking questions, you don't need to be here."
Right. All right. Thanks for your help. Sorry. Following Bryce.
As you go by, Godiva puts her hand on your arm and she says, "You don't have to apologize. Just do what needs to be done to fix it. Make him whole again. Do it without killing him. Less stabbing."
I mean, I didn't really have a choice to get that brand on him. Bye.
Kind of like she kind of like lifts her eyes. She didn't realize that you stabbed him. She didn't see any of that.
I thought it was,
she was talking about bones.
Whoops.
If anything, you need to be stabbed more.
So now she might be a little less. Anyways, so
2 to 3 times.
Bryce kind of like ushers you all into the back. You can see he immediately like pours out wine and starts to clean the glasses. Go ahead.
As I pass Godiva, you know Mert, right?
I know of him.
Do you know how to get a hold of him by any chance?
I can send a message to his mansion.
His locales, where to get a missive if need be.
She knows where his mansion is.
I hold a letter and say, "Get this to him." And I give her 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
And it is a letter with a small etching of the symbol and an explanation of what we know about the shadow under the mountain.
Okay.
And what is happening.
Gotcha.
7.
Okay. You guys are ushered into the back by Godiva, and then as Bryce is working, cleaning cups out, he stops for a moment, walks back through this little kitchen that is kind of on the back end of the temple, and you see he opens up a doorway at the back that leads into a small hallway. There are 2 doors to the side, to the right, basically, and then there's a kind of like, it's not a full door, it's kind of like one of those half doors, like a gate type situation, out into a yard, a small yard in the back. And you can smell immediately as you kind of like step back here, you can smell bird shit. And you come back here and there's a little chicken coop to one side, and a little pigeon coop to the other side. But past that is another gate that leads into a back alley behind the temple. And you can hear, now that you're kind of like outside, there seem to be a couple of different patrols going door to door, knocking and asking if anyone has seen anything. And there does seem to be, in the conversations, a very, very generic description of a red-skinned tiefling. What do you want to do?
Aren't you glad you played a red tiefling that stands out like a sore thumb?
I pull the hood up.
Hood up?
I want to find the nearest carriage. If there's what, like, this is still like morning, right?
Yeah, it's 10:30-ish, maybe.
Jesus.
And finding a carriage actually is not going to be super easy. There's, again, this is kind of like midwinter. There's not a lot of carriages around and about, and you're in one of the more impoverished portions of town. The dock ward is kind of one of the low end portions of town, so finding a carriage is not going to be easy.
So,
Right.
so
Well,
are we chasing?
then I'm just
or
gonna start taking back alleys, I guess, and start heading
Where
north.
are we going, Ashes?
Away. Well, I just want to be away from prying guards right now.
Are we going away towards him? Away from him? What is the
Casting-
intent?
What direction do I sense?
What direction did you go, Matashtai?
So I would have headed south for a while
Okay.
until I felt like I was pretty far away.
Okay.
And I would have gone into an alley
Okay.
and torn off my vest and stuff to like bandage up my wounds
Sure.
as I'm bleeding everywhere. Pulled the bolt out of my shit. Get myself all like cleaned up a little bit. And then I would have gone looking for Taylor, buy some new clothes.
Okay.
If only
Um,
you knew someone who could prestidigitate and mend your clothing.
he is the southeast of you.
The southeast.
Specifically from the distance and your general knowledge of the city, because you know distance with the brand of castigation, right?
Nope.
Oh, you just know direction?
Direction.
Okay, then he is southeast of you.
From the sounds of knocking,
They are coming from the north.
they are
It's
coming from
convenient
the
for
north.
us.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna. I'll tell Bones and Ashes. He's southeast.
You're telling yourself?
Bones and Ashes. Bones and Ezrah. He's southeast. Sounds like the guards are coming from the north. If we're going after him, we can do so and probably not get caught. I hope.
Okay?
All right, whatever.
Hood up. Back alleys.
All right.
This is gonna go well.
Group survival check.
This is gonna go real well.
Where the fuck is my sheet?
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
And then Bones, who actually has good survival, rolls poorly. Okay.
Whatever.
I rolled better than Bones did. Yeah.
You make it 2 alleys over before you hear a sharp whistle 3 times, and you hear a voice call out, "Halt!"
I'm gonna
Pretend like
halt.
they weren't listening, talking to us.
I'm not gonna run.
Okay.
Unless we'll just.
Ashes stops. Bones, Ezra.
They ain't looking for me. I'll walk on.
I said halt!
Ah, fine, I stopped them.
They were asking for one of the people from this group. I'm gonna keep walking.
Ezra?
Wait, they don't
Yeah,
know that we're
yeah,
a group
I'm
just because
beta.
we're walking near each other?
Oh, okay. You weren't walking as a group.
I didn't know walking in the vicinity of other people.
Ah, that's all you were doing. You're just walking in the vicinity of him. Okay.
He was
Look around,
assassin
literally no one
group
else.
walking.
Of course. All right.
Well, if
So
there's no one else, I can understand why you would think that.
Well, Jeremy, you ready to start running a new campaign?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're starting on Monday. It's gonna be fantastic.
That's definitely what I meant.
Okay. So
Don't worry, guys. I'll come break you out of prison.
there
Yeah,
is
This is my believing place.
there is a city watch member, right, with 3 other members flanking him. He's the one that calls out to you, and he comes up. He's a human man, a little squat, a little short, right? But he calls out to you. You stop. He walks over, and he says, "You mind if I ask you a few questions?"
Ezra steps forward and flashes the city guard badge that he's got pinned on his under lapel.
We have badges? I thought only Matt had a badge.
Yeah.
No, we got him when we killed the troll
So
king.
we
Troll
3
king.
got
I have no memory of that.
badges of it's actually cut off. Can't read it.
Yeah, Matashtai is just a higher rank.
Yeah, what was it? Armsman's pendant.
I step forward, flashing this badge.
Yeah. You flash that badge, and as you do,
Not big.
you watch this guy snort and says, "Huh, that's real cute. Like I said, I got some questions for you."
That's great. You can talk to our superior officer once we're done with this mission.
It's fun. You're guard. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, bro, he's watched. They're different.
All right, you want demons running around in your city? That's your business. What questions you got?
Kind of like... He kind of like furrows his brow at that. He says, "Funny you should say demons." And he kind of
Wow,
nods.
racist?
He nods at Ashes, who has his hood up.
Racist.
I put
Dude,
my
fuck
hood down. Technically, I'm a fiend.
Is fair. We've been informed of an altercation involving multiple people, at least one of which matches your description. You happen to know anything about this?
Yeah,
So
that was me.
This is the sound of Jay fighting Jay Splade.
We
Fuck off, Midge. I ain't never gonna say a goddamn thing ever again.
we are chasing a demon in disguise,
we think. Probably.
Fuck you!
and
Almost certainly Grazitz again.
you clearly have interposed the City Watch in our way. Our covers are probably blown.
Let's say you blew your cover with the fighting in the streets. This demon of yours, be a danger to
Wildly
others?
in the streets. Hard to say.
The more who know about him, the worse it gets.
Good thing it's just you and us right now, then.
Yes, I agree. It would have been better if it was just us, but you know.
I
things
repeat
work
my
the way they
question. This demon of yours, be a danger to others?
work. Given time, given a stir within the people,
What?
Well,
Look, I can track him. Do you want to help?
you can track
I'm
him.
down with Lion, but like
he's a hunter. We're
How?
trying to figure this out.
How? I mean,
he's a hunter.
I'll try to explain Brand of Castigation in a very short way.
He cast a magic mark on our target.
All right.
I'll even describe the arcane sigil that.
Let's
we've been
not
having
talk about
painted.
blood magic. Let's not do that.
says-
I didn't
He says-
explain it was. I did not say it was Hemocraft.
This guy,
I
this
never
guy
said
nods.
anything about.
He nods at your explanation. He does not seem taken aback by it. He goes, "Is there a duration
Blood
on
magic
this tracking magic you have?"
Nope.
Fantastic. How about you take a walk with
Oh.
us down to the precinct? Since
Lead the way.
he's not an immediate threat to citizens,
We don't know that he's not.
mind providing a description of him then, so the other patrols
Yeah.
can be on the lookout for him?
Yeah, he's a white male.
He looks like a bitch.
Yeah? That's the route you want to go with?
No.
He's a white male, about 5'10",
Do we want to go that route?
brownish
Yes.
hair.
Are we going to?
Fuck you mean provide a goddamn description?
He's wearing foreign robes. He has
Well,
a big ass
He's got a-
spear that you can describe. You
his
could
back.
actually, talk about his
Also,
hair.
I'm not
and
white.
He's not white.
I'd
Yeah,
rather be
he's-
sassy. I thought you were white this whole time.
Nope.
Really?
No, I have very
Yeah.
dark skin.
I just assumed
That
his
was
ass
the
was white.
racist.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, well.
I think Matashtai is probably more like Indian in
Yeah,
complexion.
I'm more akin to like Indian or Middle Eastern.
Okay, well,
Ezra just starts spitting off descriptors.
All right. There's actually one of the other City Watch opens up a flip notepad and starts penning something real quick.
I'm
And
gonna be completely compliant. I'm not gonna.
We don't know the full breadth of their intent. That's what we were trying to figure out when things went awry. To
the
be completely clear, we do not know what their intent is. And now they are off our radar.
well,
Well,
Ish.
sounds like your
But
friend.
We are not presently in pursuit to.
So you can tell, right? Like this City Watch sergeant seems to be taking everything you're saying with a grain of salt. So there's a heavy dose of skepticism here,
That's fine.
right? Like it's he's basically a cop. He hears
I mean,
different
pretty
stories
much
all the time.
everything I'm giving is at least half truths.
in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Sure.
Yep.
But it's reached the point
And
where
I-
it kind of seems as though he is intent on taking you guys to a nearby guard station.
Which is fine.
Do you
Acquiesce? Yes.
acquiesce? You go without issue. All right.
Does
Uh,
Bones go without issue? Is, I think, the real question.
what? I tried to walk off already. They didn't. Told me no.
They told me
bring
no.
me in.
Wow.
Okay.
Telling you no is all it takes? That's good to know.
All right.
I can still go back down to the dungeon here in a little
About 15 minutes later,
Great,
you
guys.
guys find yourself seated in a not in a cell or anything like that, but in an interview chamber in
Well, they're gonna
a
leave us
nearby
waiting for a couple of hours, and
in a nearby city watch station.
when Grazitz
um,
is spawned in Waterdeep to destroy the city.
And you are shortly thereafter
Definitely Grazitz.
asked by a commander of the watch, right? Comes in and sits down and basically takes your whole the story that you've given to them. Do you change anything?
No.
Or you stick with everything that you've been saying? Okay,
Ez-
great.
Ezra is trying to take point if Ashes and Bones.
yeah. I mean,
Allow.
I will not.
Sure. But nothing deviates from what you told the sergeant.
We are chasing what we believe is a demonic threat.
Okay. You're asked to provide a description just to make sure that it verifies. You're asked about the story. And you're asked more information, right? You're asked how the altercation got started. Why did it develop into, so you actually get asked more in-point conversations. Do you just stick with this is a demonic threat, or do you talk about this being your ally turning demonic threat at all? What is your stance on this? Like, how do you approach this? Because they're starting to ask for more and more detail about what happened, why it happened, why do you think this is a demonic threat, what information do you have about this demonic threat, do you know anything about its purposes, where did you first encounter it, right? Like, they start to grill you on these questions. Yes.
Party vote. Jay,
I say,
Zach?
tell
do I
him. Tell him
double?
what's
Do I
what.
double down, or do I say, "Yo, we think our buddy is a thrall to something worse"?
I think you Jay explained it. Honestly, we're already
This
in the
is-
interview.
this
right?
is-
Really, the one time
is-
I'm not going to.
This is timeout zone. I think if we go too deep into this, we're done, because they're gonna think we're full. We took portals through the Undermountain and blah, 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 blah.
I think you
but
just
if we
explained
say something happened to our ally, and we have reason to believe this is some sinister magics, that could be a route. Otherwise, we say we don't know who the fuck he is. He's
Well, no, okay. So we just assaulted a random person then. We don't know who it is.
We were chasing a threat that we identified, but the question is whether or not they were once our ally. Do we stick
Yes.
with he was our
Look,
ally?
I say, look, I think.
No, this is
you know,
time out. This is players talking right now. This is
I understand that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying we say, we're on a mission. We drop a couple names. Dude got whammied in the dungeon. Now we're here.
Jay.
I have no
Like,
intention
let's-
of
let's
deceiving
just-
the police.
Let's just lay it out for the popo.
Here's the
alright?
thing.
Oh, I'm
Because
good at that.
we currently live in this city.
I'm good
We
at
live in a
both.
society, okay?
I'm not going to lie to the police.
I'm not asking you to lie. I'm asking if I should.
I think we lay it out. That's
No,
all I'm
I
saying.
do not think we should lie to the police.
All right, time in. And Ezra explains as best he can in layman's terms without as many words as he normally does.
Okay.
Very layman.
He has to take it down a couple of notches.
So you explained everything about going into Undermountain using the portals,
That
the
we're on a
Dropping names.
mission
This is the
from higher
Vigil Beam.
powers
Okay.
within Waterdeep,
And how each one of us
Do you
is-
actually name drop those higher powers?
yes.
Yeah.
And I show my Harper badge.
So the commander who has like been grilling you on all this, as soon as you start spilling all of this, he
Mhm.
just gives you this big sigh.
Mhm.
He just starts writing it all down. Right, you see him like just flip open from the page that he was and start writing down all new shit. and then at the end of it, he's like, "All right, this is all the truth now."
I mean, it was already the truth. Just we have to give more of it.
He kind of glowers at you and he says, "That's a
We're
pretty
trying to
roundabout
find
answer."
a friend. What don't you get about this? Don't you have friends, family that you care about?
Damn, don't you have friends, bro?
All right, he looks at Ashes and Bones and he says, "You might learn to step in for your buddy over here every once in a while. Sometimes he runs off at the mouth a little too long."
Yeah, he ain't normally
Hey, his
talk,
daddy,
so-
sink or swim, bitch.
It looks at you, Ezra, and he says, "Now, if we'd been approached about this from the start, or after whatever had happened, and we found you the first time, then this might have been." By the way, this process takes a while. This is taking like
Oh, fucking
know,
hours, I'm sure.
an hour or two at least, right? So
Oh,
he basically gets to this scenario of like, if we had known this from the beginning and believed you, then
I'm,
you might be already out on the street looking for your friend. But instead, we're in here because you didn't come clean up front and you ran to start with.
Damn, it's a life lesson.
I don't know, it's a shitty life lesson depending on where you're at. It's a good life lesson in Waterdeep, y'all. Bad life lesson
I
in
am
real
holding
life.
back comments right now.
Right?
Oof,
Fucking.
oof,
Anyways,
oof, oof.
so, this commander looks at you all and he says, gonna backtrack a little bit here just to make sure you're understanding the situation. Your information would have been taken down at the beginning of all this, right? Were you honest in that information? Like names,
like
place
our
of residence,
identifying information.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a business owner, bro. I'm registered.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I think we would have confirmed whether we were going.
Then it's at this point, right, that this commander says, "All right, you've got your names, no bodies in the street, and from what you tell it, there's important stuff going on. Do not make me regret this."
I'm sorry, sir. I appreciate your efforts. I'm a little anxious over what's happened to our
I wouldn't
friend.
appreciate my efforts just yet. And he pulls out a piece of paper, and you see it's kind of like a pre-written form or something like that. And he writes down on it, and he spins it around and slides it across over to you. And you see it's a fine. And it's a 50 gold fine for each of you for disturbing the peace.
Yeah, well, I'll take that out of Matt's cut.
And he basically says, you have 10 days to get this paid off, or else there'll be a warrant for your arrest.
I put 15
That gonna be a
platinum
problem?
on the table.
He puts his hand up and he says,
I'll take
I'm not a banker, I'm not an accountant. I just write the damn things, follow the instructions on them, get it taken care of. When you have time, go deal with your shit, and then deal with this later.
I scan it. Does it have his name on it?
Yeah, it has his name on it.
Good.
Badge number.
Badge number.
Dude's getting a demotion.
Big doubt.
Big down. You may one day have the weight to throw around to pull that, but you do not yet have that weight.
I didn't say
I
tomorrow.
didn't say
Kids are watching Kids Bob.
10 years from now, once Ezra has become this huge deal in Waterdeep, he's gonna remember this one commander of the Watch who was doing his job and still gave you guys the benefit of the doubt, and he's gonna get that guy demoted.
You gave me lip.
I'm telling you guys,
Few characteristics
Ezra is turning out to be the big bad in this fucking campaign. He is getting the attitude on him. Y'all turning him into this like, y'all turning him into this grr man.
Y'all made fun of him for being this beta the entire time.
Yeah.
So he's trying to step up for his friends and
Entire
protect
time.
them.
And it's making him mean. It's making him confrontational. Oh
Maybe
no.
A portion of the time. Not the
Anyways,
entire
okay, so
time.
scene, right? You all are released. You're let back out onto the street, right? And what do you do now?
What was did someone write down the duration of the expiration date on the fine and locale and all that bullshit?
It's
I
10
did
days, and as long as you present the writ, you can turn the fee into pretty much any guard station or judiciary building in Waterdeep.
Aren't we in a guard station?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take the time to go through the process of doing this right now, you can. Sure.
It takes more than a matter of moments to do this.
Yeah, it's paperwork. They have to
line,
actually
bro.
like file everything.
Can we have someone else take the writ and pay the fine?
I don't know. Maybe. Possibly.
No, you have to appear yourself.
Yeah, you got to appear in court.
Jay, can you put this on the calendar so we don't forget?
Yeah, Jay, take this. Take this unto yourself.
Take this down, Jay.
Take it down.
Dodie, I need you to take this down.
All right, so
Take this down immediately.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last day is Hammer the 4th.
Is there a skip day between?
I didn't
Month?
see one.
I don't know if they're noted on your calendar, so.
What are you talking
The
about?
holidays.
There was entire tab for skip day, I believe.
Wait, what are
I
we
just
talking
want to make sure we're not assuming it's a day later than it is.
Huh?
There's not a holiday skip day thing, bobber.
about? Between Nidal and Hammer? No.
Okay.
There is between Hammer and Alturiak. That's midwinter. Which is weird because it's not real midwinter. It's fucking... Anyways.
All right, it is documented.
Daka.
All right, castigation focus.
Matthew, where the fuck were you?
Okay,
Regardless
so
of what-
so at this point, actually, oh
He's
my
gone.
god,
He has gone back to Undermountain.
no, he is not
Nope.
far away. Ashes, he's only about 3 streets. Sorry, you don't know the direction. You don't know the distance. You just know the direction. He's to the south of you, and as you guys, assuming you investigate, if that's what's gonna happen, you find him about 3 streets over from where you are, to the south.
I never investigate. I refuse to investigate this man. I'm sick
Okay,
of his
never mind.
behavior.
Your brand of castigation leads you to a rundown, shabby bar that looks like a ship's anchor has crashed into a part of the roof.
Oh damn! I love this place. Gad loves this place. Loved. Sorry, he's dead now. Loved this place.
And I think the only person in the party that would recognize it would be Ezrah.
Cool.
I'm so fucking
Right,
excited, bro.
I'll walk into the tavern.
Okay.
This is like a super like Xanathar owned tavern too, isn't it?
No, not super.
Like mediocre.
Like enough that Ezra does not want Zentarum. This is
Modicum.
for Zentarum.
A Zent. Yeah, no, it's a Zent tavern for sure.
Yeah, no, Ezra, who has a very much bias against this. Awesome.
I mean, you can wait outside.
Yeah.
I would explain what this place is to Bones and Ashes and the threat that they can pose.
Yeah, this place is fucking awesome.
This is the Skewered Dragon, by the way.
This is the story of a girl.
Who skewered a dragon and drank the whole world?
Nice.
And then hung your best friend. Because he
So,
looked different.
What? Hold
I'm
up.
gonna-
Damn, because you
I'm gonna
look
use
different.
Captain
Shit,
and-
now it's a cautionary tale, baby.
Goodness gracious. All right. So,
Cautionary tale.
you guys find yourselves outside of this rundown tavern. This is where the brand of castigation has led you. Ezra can give you a little bit of a rundown on this place, that it is a Zentarum hub. What do you want to do?
I mean,
What do we want to do? Shall we go and try and find Matthew?
Is it worth chasing him? At this point, we have...
How do we know he's not just drinking?
Yeah, but he sees us and he runs. He ran last time.
Yeah, but now he could be just drinking.
Well, let me put it this way. I am useless. At this point, does it serve me being here? When I can
No?
use my abilities to do other things and make haste to try and...
Well, I mean,
And if they, pointing at the bar, recognize me,
well, do you want to, like, do we want to split the party?
do I want to know? I want Matt back and in his state of mind, but that's not happening either. And until we figure out what's wrong with him, I think I have to assume he's not well and okay if he's in a place like this.
He can run all he wants. I'm never
Oh, you need a
going-
place like this. The boy can't drink.
Matt knows where he can go to get a good drink, and this.
I enter the
isn't
bar. I'm
place.
sick of this conversation.
Okay.
Good luck,
Bones,
John.
you push in, and
ridiculous
as you
pedantic
push in,
Go in.
you push in, right? There's
I
already.
I do not follow.
Okay. Are you just like standing out on the street?
If they Ashes, did you say you followed?
Yeah, I'm going in. I'm not
Okay.
letting Bones just going alone.
I'm gonna go investigate.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense. Absolutely. You should go do that.
And I leave.
Like if you don't have anything to offer, definitely.
Cool.
All right. Bones and Ashes, you walk into this bar when it's already kind of like this. It's not, you don't hear like a jaunty tune from outside. You don't hear a lot of talking or anything like that. You kind of just hear hushed mumbling. And you walk in, and there's maybe 5 or 6 tavern patrons here, and they're all eyes kind of like turned to you. And then they look at you, and then all eyes turn and look at the lime green dressed individual at the bar.
You got lime green? Really, bro?
As you can see, Matashtai just sitting there at the bar, and there's just this air of awkward tension about the entirety of the bar. Where it's
Fucking
like
God,
all of
dude.
these people are just like staring at Matashtai, and then they're staring at you, and then they're staring back at Matashtai, and he's just sticking like this is dingy, rundown, grimy, salt of the earth folk, right? And then there's just lime green Matashtai sitting at the bar, and this like
Hey.
super like old grizzled bartender is just like glaring.
I'll go sit right beside Matashtai. I won't even look at him. I'll take a healing potion out of my pack, put it on the table, and just
Don't
shoot it.
heal his ass.
I look over at him, look back. Y'all gonna stab me again?
Maybe.
Not the
You hear this?
intention.
You hear this kind of like. Mm.
It depends how he acts.
And the bartender, like points up. He like stops wiping
No
the glass
stabbing
and
sign.
points up. And there's this
Say no stabbing.
barely legible sign right up behind the bar that says, "No fighting."
Wouldn't be a fight,
Okay.
probably.
And he turns right, and he starts to pour another putrid mug of ale for Matashtai.
I take the healing potion, I put it in my bag.
All right. I'm
Wow.
knocking one off. Fine. Okay.
It was a real dick move, y'all.
Do you? We were concerned that you were not yourself.
Of course I'm
Still are not, as evidenced by what you're wearing. Gonna say it.
Fucking rude.
Is it?
I say that like you hear pain in my voice. I think I look great.
Liar.
Insight check.
No insight check required. It seems forced the way he says it. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just listen. something happened to you down there, and you took off, and we're scared that something's making you do that. We were afraid that if we lost you in the city somewhere, whatever has you would have gotten worse.
Look, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Everyone's fine. Y'all just need to stop telling me what to do.
Right.
So there's
I
again
can do
still
that.
all eyes on everyone,
You just
and you
agree.
hear this
What the
clink
fuck?
as this mug gets put down and slid over in front of Matashtai. And then that bartender kind of like looks over at you, Ashes, and glares and he says, "You want something?"
Want to tell him what to do? Obviously. What do you mean?
how-
I'm gonna say, I don't recommend this.
You got any water?
He spits to the side onto the floor and he says, "There's snow outside."
Yeah, you little bitch.
Great sense of humor. I like you. Listen, if it really was just a misunderstanding, I'm sorry.
So where'd you go
Look,
with your newfound freedom?
like, what'd you come here for?
We came to try to see if you wanted to come back to Troll Skull so you could.
No, I don't want to come back.
Okay. I look back at Bones and I look back.
There any
Then you
particular
don't have
reason
to.
why, or
What do you want, Matt? What would make you happy?
Some goddamn peace and quiet.
Do you want me and Bones to leave?
Yes.
that doesn't sound very convincing, SJ. Sounds anti-convincing, actually.
All right. Well, we were still planning to go back to what we were doing. Are you still interested in coming with?
No.
Why?
Because I just don't wanna.
You don't want to fulfill your life's purpose? You're good on that one?
No.
I mean, I just want to be clear on which life's purpose we're okay with giving up.
I mean,
I hate
You're-
all of it.
well, listen. We're
How
not
many
gonna be
people
able
in the
to
bar?
find-
How many people in the bar?
There are 6 in total.
Do they look old as fuck, or do they look like fucking dock workers or something?
Most of them are dock workers. A couple, about half are middle-aged-ish dock workers. The other half are old-age dock workers or sailors. You know.
All right, I get up. I said, all right then. I get up and I start walking around. I'm whispering each of them. I'll give you 10 gold to help me tie them up. To each of them.
Jesus Christ.
God bless.
10 gold to help me catch that motherfucker and tie him up.
All
The
right, Matt,
first 2 are initially responsive, right?
I'm
They
real
look at
quiet
you,
about
right?
it too.
The third one that you talk to, right?
He's out his mind.
he says, in a very kind of calm, low voice, not loud, but enough to where everyone in the tavern can hear. He says, "Boys, I don't think it's a good idea if anyone gets involved in this here mess." And you see that dissuades some of the patrons.
I turn back to him and I say, "No, all y'all should get involved."
That's not
Look, he wants it.
There are two that still seem like down for the money.
He's got craze in his eyes.
Hey, Matt, how's Valena?
She's great.
Also sounded less than convincing.
Such like terse answers.
Like I'm
All
telling
right.
we just gotta get him extra. We gotta do it to get his ass exercised.
I just told him that today!
You did.
As I hold the fucking treadmill up his goddamn
God, that thing is
stairs.
so heavy.
In real life, by the way, legit just had this
So,
conversation.
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'll once over. Is there? Is like, do I see his eyes changing colors or any symbols on his back or does anything like that?
Nope.
Everything seems physically unaltered.
Well, he seems a little wounded,
That's what gave him the potion. He didn't drink it. He didn't put it in the backpack.
but you know. There's actually like a little bit of blood that seems to be seeping through the the back of his new lime green robes.
Probably makes it look better.
Won't you drink that potion I gave you? You're kind of staining your.
No, I don't want to.
Super sweet new robes.
Stop telling
You
me what to do.
Okay, all right. That was a suggestion. I'm sorry.
Hey Matt, since you don't care about your life's purpose anymore, can I have those greaves?
Hell no. Fuck off.
I'll fuck off. You give me the greaves. Forever.
No, it's gonna
Like the
be weird.
Sandlot.
Like I don't
Okay.
mind.
So,
No, fuck off. We're still negotiating.
I can recognize a doom spiral when I see
This is
one.
getting real.
You
real
guys
hard.
you guys are gonna say the same things 15 times over and over and over again, and we're
Yeah, but
gonna
eventually
be
we're
here
gonna
for
jump
another
in.
hour. So, ultimately, what do you want to do?
Well, we can't fight in here. There's a sign.
He obviously doesn't want to fulfill his life's
That's
purpose.
the problem, is the sign.
Why
We might
is
as well go
fighting
recruit a
the only
centaur.
other option?
I'm well. To be fair, I'm not planning to fight. I've the like the way I see it. As long as I've got the brand on it, if he wants us to leave, we could just walk out and come back to him anytime, even if he leaves. Whatever. But it's just like-
You so we're in timeout still, I'm assuming, is what happened. So I can converse and actually have
yeah,
an
That's fun.
sure.
That's fun.
What do you think, Jake Benson?
At this point, something is wrong. I think we all can deduce that when he says he doesn't care about the only thing Matt has cared about since we have met
It's not
him.
the only thing. It's the thing he cared about.
No,
the
it's the
most.
only thing he has
Pretty
cared
much the
about
only
is getting into that mountain and finding his life's purpose.
It was pretty close to the only thing, yeah.
Yeah, legitimately.
Not at all.
I am hopeful that I can find an answer. I don't know how long that's going to take, and that poses a very serious problem to someone else in this party. So we're at the point where threads are just coming loose.
A little bit.
So do we care more about Matt or do we care more about Bones?
I obviously care more about myself.
We know. That was more directed at Jay than you. And Mitch doesn't get an opinion here because he decided to get possessed by another fucking evil
He
entity.
decided this.
Yes. I
Decide.
think
Right,
we've all
okay.
agreed he chose
Right.
Made a conscious choice.
I
Like
do
he
recall
chose
him
the
making the
last
conscious
one,
choice. Yeah.
you know. Jeremy's just like, you know who I'm gonna fuck with this campaign? Mitch. You know who I'm gonna fuck with this campaign? Mitch. You know who I'm gonna fuck with this campaign? It's gonna be real good, guys. You'll never see it coming.
You'll never see it coming.
Everyone gets a little bit fucked with sometimes.
we don't
Sometimes.
we don't know how long it's going to be to figure out what this is. It could just have a expiration date where it loses its power and Matt comes back to his senses. That could definitely happen. Or it could be something that we need to purge from his body, which means we need to capture the wormy motherfucker.
Here's the thing, right? Like, even if
I
there
already
wasn't
tried to
a
use the power of
sign,
money.
even if there wasn't a sign, it's gonna be hard to pin this dude down. So, I'm inclined to not use force
No, right
or
now, it's a bad
hired
idea
shipwrights
use force.
to.
The
tie
two
him
of
up.
you in that bar, bad time to engage. The question right now is, how do we go forward? Because Ezra right now is on a mission to find an answer. If
Again,
that isn't what the group
I
wants
believe
to
I
do,
have a decent way
he
to
needs to know.
find Matt whenever we have a better idea of what we want to do.
now the problem with that is how long until Bone says, fuck it, I'm out.
I don't know, an hour,
Shit.
maybe 2,
Okay, so
3 at the most.
ashes, bones.
That is my piece as Jake
Okay.
from the mindset. You can time in,
Ashes,
do what
bones.
you guys are going to do.
You're in the bar with Matashtai. And Matashtai, what do you guys want to do?
I drank.
Okay. Order a drink.
Hey,
It's only 2 copper per glass.
Damn, nice and cheap, like I like it.
It is swill. It is
Love
watered
it.
down swill.
Delicious.
so
Okay.
Matt, you just want to stay here and drink?
No, I think I'm done. I put my pint on the table and I get up and walk out.
Do you
Cool, me
really-
too. Just finished.
Matt, do you-
you got like
Hold on.
2 sips into this nasty shit.
Matt, do you really want to leave?
No, I think I'm gonna stay. And I sit back at the bar and I grab my pint. I start drinking.
That was a really
Damn dope.
excited man right there. That was a really fucking excited man right there.
Hold on, I've got to word this very carefully.
I think I'm picking up on this. Hey Matt, you really don't want to go see a cleric, do you?
Guys, I think I'm gonna go see a cleric. Something's not
Yes, we've cracked the code.
Fucking dumb. This is the stupidest shit I ever fucking experienced in my life.
Oh, that was a
It took us 2.5 hours to
that
figure
was
that
2.5 hours.
out. Fucking god.
Your first reaction was to just kill your ally.
No,
Murder
not kill.
Never
Restrain.
on my mind. That was never on my mind.
It was on my mind, but I was gonna restrain him.
Oh fuck! All right, Matashtai, what do you do?
I walk out and I head towards as
Carry
I'm
on,
walking,
Ellie.
I just start get up and I walk out. And if they follow me, I kind of say, "So did you talk to Godiva and Bryce? Did they say anything about what's going on?"
They did not know.
Damn. If everything's opposite, it means Matt thinks it definitely did know.
Oh yeah, wait.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
we gotta
everything
be
opposite, or does
we gotta be
he just want to
careful
do
with
the
this.
opposite? Hold
Awkward.
on. We don't know. I don't know if he just wants to do the opposite or if every.
Yeah, I know. Mm.
I open it to the J.
Let Jay fuck it up.
Does Matashtai even know any like clerics aside from like Obaya?
Yeah, you met fucking your clerics, man.
Wait,
Like your
oh, yeah.
whole fucking class in town.
I mean, so we're just gonna like buy time and walk along with them. I'll be like, I'll ask questions that would lead us to make him okay with us walking with him. Like, so you want us to go, right? You want us to leave you, correct? So that he will be inclined to have us stay with him. This is an awkward situation.
It's fun watching Jay try to Jay-splain backwards.
Okay, where are you heading, Matashtai?
So they said Godiva and Bryce did not know anything.
Basically, yeah.
Do we just want to get him back to Troll Skull?
I'm trying to think about this. What's the most powerful temple of the city?
The love one.
There are powerful temples to the majority
Make that
of
fucking
the
sound, Jeremy.
main gods here.
Well, I'm not real familiar with the gods y'all got around here.
You know about
Well, I mean-
Jay's people.
Do you just want to stay away from Troll Skull Manor for the rest of the day?
What? Stop. Time out. We got him going where we wanted him to go. Okay? Fuck, don't tell him something other shit.
Where the fuck is that?
I about face and start walking towards Chelsea.
To get checked out by the goddamn doctor. Fuck.
Your clerics, Ash's
Take him to your
clerics,
cleric, Ashes.
are in this area. What the
Oh,
fuck are you doing?
They're on the other side of the city.
Whatever.
they were
his
in the
ass is
south.
walking.
No, his clerics they're in the House of the Moon in the Sea Ward to the northwest. Oh, basically across the city.
I think they were in the dock ward.
I don't know. Most of the big temples are actually in the Sea Ward. There are a couple
Regardless,
here or there throughout
Ezra's gonna
the
get
rest
time
of
to
the...
research.
I'm busy.
Fuck.
I thought they were in the fucking dock ward.
Nope.
All right.
There's nary a large temple in the dock ward.
All right.
That's why places like the small shrine to Kalimvor, there are small local temples.
Yeah.
They don't have
that makes
names,
sense.
but yeah. There aren't any big temples in the south.
I just pictured it closer
Well,
to
that's
the
not
water
true.
for
There's
some
one
reason.
big temple in the south, but it's in the southern ward, not the dock ward.
Oh, okay. Have we been there?
No, it's Helm's Hall.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking the moon one was closer to the water, but that's my dumbass.
It's all the way up.
Cool.
Well, I think I'm
In the
gonna head
northwest.
there. Maybe if they can't fix it, you can point me where to go.
Okay. I respond neither in the affirmative or the negative.
Right?
And yeah, just start walking.
Okay. You begin to walk across the city of Waterdeep. Okay.
Walking is so much better than a carriage, isn't it?
I guess since you guys are walking,
No, I want a carriage.
Yes.
goddamn. Since we have moved to a mode of travel, let's flip over to Ezra. Ezra, where did you go after the other party members entered into the Skewer Dragon? What are you up to?
Well, I assumed that my letter would get sent to my faction leader. So at least there is effort being given, hopefully, maybe, possibly. Then I would make my way to the library to start looking into the shadow under the mountain and
The
having
library?
at least one of the symbols attached to my allies as a.
How are you getting to the Font of Knowledge? Are you going by
I
foot or
would,
carriage?
if I get a chance,
Flying carpet.
I would,
Yeah. I mean,
would
so
find
the
a mode
carriages
of
are,
transportation.
they're not like all out and about, but you can find one. So if you want to take it, the reason why I'm less concerned about the money, but I'm more
It's
concerned
time
about trying to figure out what your time frame is. So yeah,
That's
okay.
2 silver, right?
Yeah. So you make it to the
I
Font of
figured.
Knowledge, just basically after midday.
Okay.
Probably closer to maybe like 1 or so. And you begin your research there. Okay. So in a time frame, that would mean. Okay. Roll a history check for me. You're researching specifically one of the symbols?
I'm using that as a reference point. But at this point, I don't think that symbol, the only symbol I have for the shadow under the mountain, that's my only reference point at this point outside of the rumors. I'm using those 2 items, those 2 pieces to try and deduce more information about the power of this entity, what it is, if it is any writing.
Gotcha.
I don't intend specifically to investigate that rune because I don't necessarily think that is what's happening.
All right.
It might be tied to it, and that might lead me down that rabbit hole, which is fine. If the threads tie that way, I'll follow it.
Roll a history check.
Okay.
This research is going to go over the course of several hours, probably. Just as a heads up.
day's work, I assume.
Absolutely.
Is roughly the. Oh, hey, that works.
Very nice. All right. Cool.
Yeah, the librarian says, "Hey, we just got this book in ancient ruins from Undermountain Inn. I thought you might be
Something
interested."
about a shadow under it. You should check
So-
it out.
What happens is this first, right? You are able to first, after about 30 or 45 minutes of investigation and research and questioning, you are able to locate a couple of different source tomes for ancient runes. Within one of these tomes, you are able to find a couple of different variations of a single rune that matches the rune that you've seen on Matashtai relatively closely. You're able to identify this rune as Horombos, the Elder Rune of Chaos.
Of
Yeah,
course.
same.
Your research leads you
Big
further
Rombin all the time.
into a strange series of studies that is mostly, from what you can tell, conjecture. A lot of this stuff comes from tales that seem to have been written down, and that it's hard to place what is fact or fiction in this line of research. There's a lot here, but a lot of it here seems to be very doom and gloom. The gist of it is that you find that there are, you know about elder magic. A lot of it's spoken of in hushed tones by arcanists in this day and age. This is magic from, in theory, before the fall of Netheril. Or at least magic influenced by that. And from what you can gather in these tomes, in all actuality, that magic itself is derivative of the high magic of the ancient elves, which is derivative of the magic of godly races and creator races that came before them. Right?
Yeah.
Almost every civilization that begins to grow and prosper within the Forgotten Realms eventually reaches a pinnacle of magic. And almost always, that pinnacle of magic ends with the destruction or the decline of that civilization. For the elven civilizations, rather than destruction across the board, many of them just went into decline, and they began to wither, to die out. But for civilizations like ancient Netheril, they were almost wholly destroyed. You are not able to find a lot of particular information, or a lot of information that you can trust as guaranteed factual. But what you do find is that there are many, many, many of these ancient elder runes. And the runes themselves seem to contain the overall essence of a thought or concept or emotion or idea.
THOT.
And most of these have a wax and a wane, a boon, and a bane.
That rhymed.
From what you can tell, it seems as if Matashtai might have been affected by one of these ancient runes. You saw that sigil, the rune of Korombos, of chaos, right? And while you're able to kind of like find listings of them and general kind of, there's nothing that tells you, hey, X rune does X, Y thing, right? It's just kind of like a general, Korombos is the rune of chaos that, prospers under this type of star and causes this type of effect, etc. Korombos, from the descriptors, does not necessarily seem to match what it is that Matashtai seems to be affected by at this moment.
Where the deviation kind of
Yes.
happens. Okay.
But because of, and this is specifically,
Critical success!
all of that information that you just got, varying stages of that were different DCs. You got that much information because you beat a 25 DC. Because you got a critical success on this, you are able to identify what you think might be a good fit for Matashtai's current scenario. And that is the Elder Ruin of Nikazmi. The Elder Rune of Decision.
God damn it. Real life is
He's making a decision, bro.
motherfucker. This is perfect for him.
So, that is basically your research, Ezra. That is hours poring over tomes and taking notes and drawing correlations between multiple different sets of information, a couple of different of the librarians assisting you in finding more information, digesting it, etc. So,
Book
Hey, bro,
smart.
you digesting?
Book smarts
Yeah.
versus street smarts. They fuck around and they figure it out, and I spend
I was gonna say,
hours.
we figured it out by
So,
well, Jay figured it out.
Basically, they
This is-
fuck around and find out.
legit.
Jay had that legitimate light bulb moment.
Hey,
He did. It was super exciting to see him go, "Ooh!" So while this is all happening, a little after Ezra arrives at the font of knowledge and begins his research, the three of you arrive via carriage at the House of the Moon,
Bones.
which is incredibly resplendent at this point in time. So Waterdeep, generally speaking, is coated with just like a thin light blanket of snow, and it's plowed to the side so that people can walk, and it's kind of coating the houses. The House of the Moon actually seems as if it has intentionally caught the moisture in the air and crystallized, making icicle spires across the tower itself.
man, that's fancy, dude.
It
cooler
looks
than
really cool. Anyways,
While we're in the carriage, I
They
go,
got all that lycanthropy money,
You
bro.
talked about this temple. I've always envisioned Anorlando from
yeah, there you go.
I've like envisioned the huge castle with like the moonlit background.
so I told you, so it is kind of more of a tower than an actual like temple complex or anything. There's a temple with a tower that kind of grows out of it. But I told you all previously, I think you guys actually got to witness this, but there is a part, the way the tower is designed, the moon will actually shine specifically in a location to light the entirety of the tower every full moon. It's one of the more wondrous and resplendent locations in the city of Waterdeep. And you find yourself there now with your contrary companion. What do you do?
Hey,
Splendid.
Bones, watch this.
I'm watching.
Hey, Matt. Would you
Yeah?
like me to stop referring to all your cool abilities as alien magic?
No.
Man, he loves it, dude.
Fucking wrong.
All right,
Wow.
let me go on ahead to
His
just.
fault for getting whammied,
All right,
bro.
Bones, let me go in ahead to just make sure that I describe the symptoms properly, so that we don't have any like issues by asking the wrong thing.
All right. So you
Yeah, right.
you walk up and like most of the times that you have arrived at the House of the Moon, there are two attendants flanking the entryway into the House of the Moon. One approaches you as you come up, trying to offer you assistance. You explain the situation, and you are led inside. After a very short amount of time, you begin to feel your medallion hum.
Okay.
And then
As you would
the
expect
high
in the
priestess
werewolf
that you
house.
had met previously arrives, Amnestria,
Amnestria.
the elven woman, with just kind of like hair, just kind of like frizzed out all over the place. And she arrives, but she is flanked by two.
Was it two of the dudes that were?
Two wardens that are just very passively following in her steps.
Nestria, good to see you. Listen,
Well,
I have need of your services yet again.
So, assuming, right, that you briefly explained your situation to the attendant would have taken you inside and then would
Right.
have conferred that information, and then Amnestria, so she says, yes, I've heard. Your friend?
Right, he's outside. I wanted to make sure that we all understood the situation. So I'm going to go get him.
Opposites, yes?
Opposites. Right. I'll come back out. All right, Bones, we're ready. Matt, would you like to stay in the carriage?
The character has just been idling the whole time.
I mean, we'll pay him extra. I'll
Look
here,
at
I'll-
God, dude.
extra,
Look at idle the
I'll give him
carriage.
extra for waiting.
I say, no, I'd like to get out of the carriage.
No,
So
dude,
I
we're
will-
idling.
I will escort Matt inside the temple.
Idle the carriage.
So you-
Fuck, dude, let's cry myself up.
You take Matashtai into the temple. And within, you all once again
Whew.
meet up with Amnestria. And almost immediately, she looks at Matashtai and she says, "Ah, Matashtai, you mind if I take a look at you, right?"
No, I don't mind.
Fucking God.
God, I had to fucking think about that one for a minute.
I was like, wait, is that?
Yeah, that was a tough one, honestly, the way it was worded.
This is when Jeremy gets his revenge on Mitch. This is what this is.
And she says, "Wonderful." And she steps forward. And then she just
Wonderful.
like face palms Matashtai. like she steps forward and she's all like looking about him, and then she just booms like
Bam.
face palm in the face, and she casts a spell. She afterwards, Matashtai, you have this sudden freedom about yourself. You had not.
An urge for munchies?
You were aware that you had lost. You were aware of everything, but you couldn't quite understand how annoying it was or how frustrating it was. But you remember everything. You know everything that happened. And your bane of contrary decision has been removed from you.
Oh, thank God. And I hug her.
As soon as you embrace her,
Oh,
there you hear this shing shing, and there is a blade tip on your right side, and then there is a blade in between your arm. How you went to wrap around, there's a blade inside your arm and across your throat before you fully embrace her.
I give her a quick like, thank you.
As she kind of she puts up a hand and she says, "You know that is unnecessary. Please."
damn, they're so cool.
And the two wardens pull their blades back, sheath their blades, step back, right?
How
And
many
then
times have we
she
talked about
extends her
this?
hands back to you, Matashtai, and she says, "A proper one now would be fine."
I go in for a big hug.
And she gives you a big hug.
Oh, Amnestria, thank you. Bone, or Matt, are you all right?
That's the name.
Are you good
I'll write
now?
out.
That was the goddamn worst. That was
God.
awful.
Mm.
Every time y'all told me to do something, like I felt compelled to fight you and do the opposite of everything you wanted to do.
Yeah, we know.
Literally, Bone said, "Sit down." I said, "Nope, I'm getting up."
That's
Everyone
what
said, "Stay
started it
here." I
all.
said, "Nope, gotta leave."
Mm. Oh man. Oh,
And then
dude,
y'all
you know
got
we got
stabbed?
arrested.
What the fuck?
You asked Rand. That's not my fault.
Use your goddamn words.
Amnestria kind of says,
We did.
"You're telling me you attacked your ally because they ran from you?"
I tried
Yeah.
to drow poison him, to be fair. I just wanted to knock him out a
yeah.
little
She
bit.
Awesome.
she kind of like tosses her head back and forth, and she's like, "I guess I understand the logic there, but still, such extreme measures."
It
I
almost worked.
mean, you're not wrong. Oh, just so glad that we got this behind us.
Oh,
Huh.
real quick, what'd you do? How'd you fix it?
We took you to her.
That was a greater restoration.
Oh, good. So we're in debt.
No, well, I mean,
I think we're in debt.
this place does not charge for services, but they do accept donations.
Indeed, we do accept donations and
500 gold
assistance
diamonds.
for things that we want done.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we owe
happy
you some
to
assistance.
honestly.
Just, like at the very least.
Well,
Like I said, that was awful.
Well,
If you need help,
we are always helping the needy. Find yourselves in our temple sometime in the near future. Give what you have to others.
yeah, well, you've been more than helpful with Callow before Matt, and
She kind of raises her hand. She says, I do have to say, though,
Stop coming in here.
well, no. But this is not an endless well, per se. I am happy to help. However, this does have its resources. It's not something I can do
Fair.
every time, forever, without due assistance. I am happy to help, and there is no charge for our services. However, if we are unable to provide those services because of resources or material costs, your donations are appreciated.
well, I'd take 200 gold out, and I just where'd I put that?
just like a.
Why don't we
It's
just
like a
go buy him a
slot machine.
goddamn diamond?
I mean, do we don't have
She-
diamonds?
You kind of like
I got
she
the hookup
waves
on a
an
diamond.
attendant over, and the attendant will take your money.
I got a diamond
right?
reseller.
I just dumped 200 gold into their hands, and I say, like I said, I don't expect help for nothing. So,
Wonderful.
need something? Let me know.
Well,
Yeah. Let him know.
another 4 donations like that would be wonderful in the near future.
I don't have that much on me.
It's 1,000 gold per cast, if I'm remembering correctly.
Real poor.
Well, here's the thing: is it's not
Installment?
1,000 gold for the resources for greater restoration.
Yeah,
But what would normally
yeah.
be cost? What a caster would normally charge for that level of spell is the resources and 1,000 gold, basically.
Yeah.
Jeez, might just have to do some
So
community work.
you paid for the resources, and for that she is grateful, but she's kind of like leaning into that. Oh, I've got him, hook, line, and seeker. You boys should come and volunteer your time.
Sweep the pews.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
walk over and I grab a broom.
It says, I'm sure you all have had a rough
Ordeal?
series of adventures. Get some rest. Ashes,
Yes, ma'am.
you continue to be a stranger, except in your times of need.
Oh.
Well, we have been under the mountain.
Matt's over there just like,
We've not had a lot of time on the surface, but it looks like we're going to have a few days. I plan to stop by.
There is no rush. Just, I have had some of my own be inquisitive about you and yours.
Well, then I'll tell you what. We're not going back into the mountain tomorrow morning.
You're not going back to the mountain.
God damn it, Zach.
I'm joking. I'm not.
Hey, you got everyone else got character motivations. More than acceptable for Bones to have one.
Oh, I know.
More.
I'm just ribbing Zach.
All right.
Not Bones, ribbing Zach.
So Amnestria, she doesn't give like a confirmation or anything like that. She just gives you this shrug of like, if you're here, you're here.
Right.
Now,
Well,
I do have matters I must attend to. There are services in preparation.
Well, thank you again. I'd like to stop back and help out in the future. Hopefully you'll see more.
That'd be wonderful, and we would kindly appreciate it. Just know, what we do for a reason. Because we entrust you to continue to carry out your missions. And she says that with like a knowing weight.
huh.
I don't know what that means. Did I miss something?
She just, the way she says it implies that
Oh, wait, like it's heavy. I understand. Okay.
like, well, she implies that she knows what you all are up to.
Huh.
Venturing and exploring.
Exactly
mean,
that.
I didn't J-splain everything that we were doing to her, I swear.
There's a
Damn,
first
maybe
time
she's
for
just like
everything.
actually connected.
Well, I mean, I guess she has like ties to
Jays.
fuck off.
All right. With that, I head out of the church. And then once we get outside, I kind of turn to the guys and say, if y'all want, I'll meet you back at Troll Skull. I wanna stop by the Temple of Kalimvor and kind of
Right. We didn't leave them in the best of situations.
Yeah, I want to stop by and just make sure they know what's going on and apologize for what's going on.
That's fine. All right, we'll meet you back at the house.
Okay, so let's seg to some. We'll do some quick cutscenes real quick. Ezra is still within the font of knowledge, but he kind of like reaches that point in the late afternoon, early evening, where he feels like he's researched everything he can, and he realizes now he must find his party and see if he can spend or use the knowledge that he has gained to assist the situation. Ashes and Bones head back to Troll Skull Manor, where they are greeted. Shit, hold up. What's today?
7.
The
12th
24th.
of 7.
The
12th of
night
7.
24th.
Oh, shit.
Not Hammerfall the First, I'll tell you that.
No, it absolutely is
What
not.
happens on the 1st?
That's when my book refreshes.
Oh, nice.
What is happening? My
AKA the only
my
date that
entire
matters.
tab of stuff is now not loading. Great. Got too much stuff open.
What do you use to store your information?
Google Docs.
Fuck.
I use my brain.
My brain.
Does
See
not
why
end
it's so
well.
flawed now.
Yeah, there's problems. There's definitely problems
What's
with the
going on?
system.
Okay. So I need to see my schedule real quick. So while it is potentially loading or not, am I
In
frozen?
theory.
I don't think so.
What is happening? My whole Firefox is not responding. Are you real game?
Just Firefox sucks, dude.
Well, I have to
What
use
did you do
Firefox
to
because
Ari, man? Like, she just
Yeah.
want to live her life.
it
I mean,
hates me.
Firefox is way better, but
It's fine. Just get fucking Opera, bro. If you're not using Opera, what are
Oh
you
my
doing?
god, do not talk to me about Opera.
oh, I thought we were being serious. My bad.
Oh,
Holy crap. I close that.
What's wrong with Opera, bro?
I used to run an opera long time ago. Many moons.
why does that not surprise me, you old
Many moons.
Alright, here we go.
That doesn't shock me literally at all. Actually.
Is
Just take a drink of your milk. You'll be happy.
okay.
Oh,
All right,
joy.
good to know. So Ashes and Bones arrive back at the Lifted Spirits and are greeted by Sine and the rest of the staff, some regulars. Matashtai makes his way towards the Temple of Kelemvor in the Dock Ward, where he meets up with Bryce and Godiva, and is able to explain the situation to them, and they fret. Godiva frets, fawns over you, and eventually, I'm assuming you stay there for a little bit. Eventually, you head back out, and you make it about a street over before you are stopped, questioned, and arrested by the City Watch.
I'm so glad you told them I was a demon.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we didn't know you weren't a demon at the time.
Oh shit!
Oh, my
I wanna
friend is
make
acting
sure-
weird.
I think
Better
we were-
tell the law that he's a fucking demon.
The law.
and I think that is where we will go ahead and end this session. Matashtai's curse, his rune
Wait, you guys
of
let him go by himself?
contrary
Yeah,
decision.
he was fixed. We
absolutely.
fixed him.
Uh,
We're gods of
Damn,
story.
it's fine. I can't even pay it.
has been
Well,
fixed.
maybe you should have thought of that.
They won't let you pay it on the spot anyways. I tried.
It's a fucking racket. They're trying to make you forget your date so you rack up fines.
Absolutely. Right? All right, so that is going to be the end of that session. Next week, we will pick back up and see what it is that the party has plans. Now that Matashtai seems to be fixed, right? There's still the issue of healing up, potentially researching, but also there's the issue of getting back down into the dungeon and finding the heart of Malaire before
never going
the Dwargar do. So we're gonna see how it goes.
Also, Jeremy, before you close out, Mort wanted you to know that he was talking shade to
Fuck you, Mitch.
Fuck
Mitch.
you, Mitch.
Who's Mort? Mort who? Mort dog?
General Morg.
General
The
Mort.
one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend.
Fuck you, Mitch. I tell him
I
every
don't know
time,
what that
Mort.
is.
Every
Yeah,
time
he
you
does
say it,
tell me.
I tell him.
He messages me at midnight, and I just get an alert on my phone. I'm like, oh, good.
I just
thanks."
occasionally message him that you said "fuck you, Mitch."
I
Yeah,
told you,
remember
Mort.
my
Man,
friends cared
I'd
enough
call
to
it
message
out.
me at midnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
was
Sorry,
happening.
everyone. Anybody in chat? I get hyper focused when I'm DMing, and I try to always continue to push the game along. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week
Have a
for
good night.
more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Bye,
I'll
everybody.
never see you again.
Never
Goodbye.
again.
Well.